Are they here today, though? It's in regard to Pamir Hakimzadah. That's the individual that was sent here for deradicalization.
David Menzies for Rebel News here in Toronto. Well, folks, I'm in the middle of a stakeout for a radicalized individual who was tried and convicted of terrorism charges, yet even though the parole board said he was a risk, he was given probation after spending just a few months in prison after being convicted. I speak of Pamir Hakimzadah. He is just one of several individuals who are in the news, individuals who are radicalized, individuals who are would-be jihadis. They've been tried and convicted and released, even though there is strong evidence to suggest that they are still radicalized and still pose as a threat to public safety. In the case of Pamir, he traveled to Turkey in 2014. His ultimate goal was to join ISIS in Syria. Never made it to Syria. He was arrested in Turkey, and eventually he was deported back here to Canada. Oh, what a prize. He was arrested for assaulting a witness, if you can believe it, in 2016, and he was charged with terrorism in 2017. Now, in February of 2019, just a year ago, he was convicted for, quote, leaving Canada to participate in the activity of a terrorist group, end quote. That sounds kind of serious, doesn't it? But get a load of this. He was released in June of 2019. Yes, just after his conviction, only a few months in the slammer, and Pamir got to walk free. But it gets worse, folks. He was released even though the Ontario Parole Board ruled that Pamir, quote, would constitute an undue risk to society, end quote. If that's the case, why release him? I mean, it's mind-boggling, isn't it? Although, to be fair, there are conditions in terms of his probation. For example, under the terms of his probation, Pamir cannot possess firearms or obtain a passport. He must undergo psychotherapy, and he must meet weekly with an imam from the Rezala Foundation in Vaughan, Ontario. Now, I have been here for several days, a few nights, trying to find Pamir. I've had no success so far. I'm going to go and knock on the door again, see if anyone's home. If he isn't, I guess it's off to Vaughan, and hopefully an imam there can give us an update on the progress of Pamir's deradicalization, if indeed there's been any progress at all. Hi, ma'am. I'm just looking for Pamir Hakimzadah. Pamir?
Pamir?
Yeah, Pamir?
Living here?
Yes.
No.
Oh, no one by that name lives here? Pamir Hakimzadah?
No.
Hakimzadah? Oh, okay. Are you new tenants here, or?
No, I live here 10 years almost.
Well, as you just saw, folks, a lady answered the door, and she says she has no knowledge of that individual and that she's lived there for quite a while. So we either have been given some misinformation here, or we have the wrong unit, or something else. In any event, as I said, perhaps it's time to go to the mosque where Pamir is allegedly being de-radicalized on a weekly basis, hopefully, and we'll see what the imam there has to say. Oh, hi, sir.
How are you?
Good, sir. My name is David Menzies with Rebel News, and I was hoping to speak to Omar Saeed or maybe another imam that works here.
They're not currently available, but you can contact our website.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Are they here today, though? It's in regard to Pamir Hakimzadah. That's the individual that was sent here for deradicalization.
Okay, yeah, you can contact the website.
Oh, okay. Do you have a direct number or an email for them?
Yeah, it's on the website.
It's on the website. Okay, then.
So you can visit majlisvaughan.ca.
Pardon me?
Visit majidvan.ca.
Okay, because I think the last time I went to the website, there was something about it being under construction or...
Yeah, that's the Risala website.
Oh,
If you click
okay.
on the website, you can be directed to majidvan.ca.
Okay, do you know anything about Pamir Hakimzadah
Or
or...
you have to contact the administration.
Okay, so it would be Omar that I would, Omar Saeed that I would contact then? Is he the appropriate person?
So once you get to the administration will contact you in the right place.
Okay, then, and there is an email contact there?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, thank you,
Great,
sir.
nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
right,
Take
take
care.
care.
Bye-bye.
Well, there you have it, folks. The individual who answered the door wouldn't confirm if Mr. Saeed or any other imam is in the foundation premises right now, and instructed me to arrange an interview, if it's possible, via the foundation's website, and I will acquiesce to that request. In the meantime, I did access the website, and I found a very interesting piece of correspondence by Mr. Syed, who again is the chairman of the board of directors for the Risala Foundation. Excerpts of his letter include the following. The foundation is governed by principles of transparency, inclusion, goodwill, positive dialogue, and civic engagement. Recently, the directors of the foundation have received questions regarding misconduct and financial disclosures. Firstly, there has been no misconduct, alleged or otherwise, by our resident scholar Imam Ramzi Ajem, Managing Director Mubin Alam, or any of the foundation's staff, instructors, committees, or volunteers. However, allegations of misconduct occurring overseas have been directed towards a scholar who has no formal association with Risala Foundation or Masjid Van. Mr. Saeed goes on to state, Risala Foundation has zero tolerance for misconduct, intimidation, abuse of any kind, or defamation. The board, resident scholar, managing director, and advisory committees condemn in no uncertain terms any and all illegal activity or actions that are prohibited in Islam, irrespective of the individual. We adhere to the principles of due process in verifying allegations prior to making judgments, thereby ensuring the dignity and respect of all parties. Risala Foundation supports and stands firmly with all victims of abuse. Well, folks, these are indeed serious allegations. They are unproven, and clearly Mr. Saeed is denying that there's any kind of financial malfeasance or abuse, and it's very unclear what he refers to in terms of abuse. Is it physical abuse, sexual abuse? But this opens up another raft of questions if Mr. Saeed does return my email. And also, there's a bit of a question on my mind. If these sort of allegations are swirling around the Risala Foundation, is it prudent until everything is cleared up to have an individual such as Pamir, who has dreams of terrorism, coming here to be de-radicalized? I think that is a very serious issue that has to be addressed in terms of ensuring the safety of the Canadian public. For Rebel News, I'm David the Menzoid Menzies. Hey folks, you want to make sure that you get all notifications from YouTube about new Rebel News videos? Well, simply click on the little bell and YouTube will inform you so that you never again miss a Rebel News update.